Right now, joining us on the sofa is comedian Tom Davis, singer-songwriter Elvis Costello, and director Kwame. We were talking about who do you think you are there, and talking of family, and Elvis, I know, you've used your family for inspiration for music. I know watching your dad sing was something as well that you've written about in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I actually sort of went into the front room in our house in 1963 and asked my dad for the record that he was learning off a record. He was learning how to sing a song with the Joel Osteen Orchestra he sang with, and I said, can I have that record when you're done with it? And I'd never said that to him before. And it was the Beatles, Please Please Me.
Oh.
So, and the rest was misery.
But Tom, your dad inspired you as well, didn't he?
Yeah, massively so. It's a weird one, actually. Whenever I say that, who do you think you are? We have no idea, because we don't know. My dad doesn't know who his granddad was. It's literally our family lineage goes no further. But yeah, my dad is very much an inspiration when it comes to comedy. I think in a lot of working class houses, your parents become how you tell a joke, how you tell a story. So yeah, my dad's he's a hilarious man.
Well, I mean, you talk about him a lot in your new comedy special, Underdog, which is out next week. Now, there's one thing in particular that he can't quite get his head around, apparently, which is you getting selfies. People coming up to you asking for a picture. Yeah,
it drives him mad. If you're out having he just can't comprehend what it is. You'll be standing in a bar or a garden centre the other day and someone come up and go, all right, get a picture. And my dad's like, who's that? I'm like, I don't know who he is. He's like, and he's like, what does he want a picture of you? I said, I don't know, he just wants a picture. He's like, who is he? Where's he from? I don't know what's his name? I don't know his name. I don't know where's just the guy who wants a picture, yeah. What do you want a picture of him? So you can look at it when you feel sad. And he's like, I don't even have a picture of him. It's my son. I've known him his whole life. He can't understand why people would want to... I don't really. I mean, I have pictures with people, but I never look back at them. And it was a sad state of affairs that someone's... That was me and Tom Davis.
You do talk about people taking pictures of celebrities and stuff in your new show. Let's have a look at Underdog.
It's an insane thing. I don't know if you've ever been in a picture with a boxer, but it's like a tick. As soon as you get in a picture of a boxer, you've got to go, all right, get a picture, mate. You've got to signal what they do. You don't do that with other celebrities. You wouldn't see Elton John and go, Elton, any chance for a picture?
It's so true, though. Well, to be fair, we had that problem last night. Well, we were shown pictures this morning, isn't that right, Al? This is Al pretending to be a gladiator next to a gladiator. Didn't have to pose like that.
No, but it is in the same stable as a boxer, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like that power thing, you know?
I mean, it's a lot to carry that round just to sort of the off chance you're going to meet a gladiator.
Exactly. She brought it on the train to Sheffield. Yeah, exactly.
Just going through your drawers. I've got an oar somewhere just in case I'm having to a rower.
Tom, this is massive for you though, because you took a 6-year break from your last stand-up tour. How did it feel being back out there? I mean, it must just be such a buzz, right?
Yeah, like incredible, really. I sort of took 6 years off because, one thing or another, anxiety, and I just I lost any real sort of love and sort of affection with it. And I think when it comes to something like stand-up or any sort of live performance, you have to feel that sort of, you've got to feel the need to do it. And I think I've been through quite a lot. Birth of my daughter, death of someone quite important. I thought it just felt like the time now to come out and do something. And it genuinely has, in talking to Elvis and Kwame before the show, the places you go, the sort of like, some of Wales, man, was just places I'd never thought I'd go. Port Talbot was one of my favourite gigs. And I think, it's been an amazing thing getting around to see the country. And it is, you feel very like, it's an amazing uplifting feeling to think that for that hour, you've got people sitting there watching you, and hopefully you're bringing a little bit of joy, a bit of,
Did you get that love, that feeling that you wanted to get back?
In Port Talbot, guaranteed.
Yes. I have a wrist not so much. There were 4 microphones that went off, and the lighting guy couldn't wait for the show. It's so much so he switched the lights and went, I thought the show was over. Go 15 minutes.
Well, look, we've seen you in so many things as well, and acting terms, we know you from the great show King Gary, like everyone loves that. Paddington 2 as well, how can we forget? And of course, Wonka. But there is the thing of, you're doing stand-up, you're on a theatre stage. What about theatre? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, all of this is a bit of a mad one, because it's not that long ago that I was labouring on a building site. So I take everything that comes my way. I think that I'm just up for sort of trying. I mean, I'm not going to write an album because I can't sing, but the thought of doing some sort of theatre's amazing. Man. Throw my hat in the ring for a bit of Shakespeare. That'd be incredible. I mean, I don't know if it's plays. I'd have to have a little bop around at his work, but. of his leg. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've got affinity with Sly Stallone stuff. I'll keep rocking today.
But Kwame, lots of our audience will remember you from Casualty. But, you know, what was it like making the transition from that to being, I mean, super successful director? You know, what was it like sort of moving away from acting?
Well, thank you for the super successful. I'll have more of that. Thank you. You know, in an odd way, it wasn't that difficult because I think that we all, and I think we sometimes think about people in entertainment as being special and moving from this to that. But we're kind of living in a world now where everybody does more than one thing. That everybody does
Side hustle.
Right? Everybody has their hustle. And in a kind of way, I was acting and then I thought, oh, I want to write. And then I went, OK, I want to direct. So it was just kind of, it felt kind of natural.
Nice.
Lovely.
Well, look, we can't wait to see Tom doing some Shakespeare. But if you do want to wait, you can watch Tom Davis' Underdog airs on Sky Comedy and now on the 21st of August at 9 p.m. And you can listen to Tom and Ramesh Ranganathan's podcast, Wolf and Owl, which is so funny. It's on all available platforms.
Now, next month, Elvis is bringing his songs to the stage in a brand new musical. But before we chat to him and Kwame about it, let's just take a moment to celebrate a few of his achievements from his illustrious career.
Radio is the sound salvation. Radio is cleaning up the nation. She's watching the detectives. Oh, he's so cute. She's watching the detectives. She may be the reason I survive. The why and wherefore I'm alive. The one I'll care for through the rough.
Yeah, I know, that song there, of course, was from the movie Notting Hill and was a cover of a 1974 song. But, I mean, it was such a special song for so many people at their weddings. But it's not the only one, because if you take a look at this was from Monk, who sent us a picture of his daughter Veronica, who's named after your song with Sir Paul McCartney. I mean, look at that there. Very nice. Inspirational songs to so many people mean so much.
Well, I was shown one of these pictures and I thought, you got to say, that was written about my grandmother, so there's the family connection again. So hopefully she'll live a long and happy life.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah. So now then, Kwame, let's talk about the new musical that you're working on together, A Face in the Crowd. You're directing. Give us a flavour then of what the plot is, because it's based on a book, isn't it?
Yeah, and a movie, a short story in the movie. And basically it's about this brilliant woman who kind of plucks this man out of jail, puts him on a radio show. He's kind of wonderful and connects with everybody, and then he blows up. Then he blows up when he gets to television. And before
it's like you.
But he turns out to be a bit devilish.
Don't read the end.
I suppose by the time we get to the middle of the plot, he's influencing potential presidents. And really, with a bit of love and a bit of the S word, she starts to question whether she's created a monster or someone that really should be having an influence on our life. And I think when you put Elvis's brilliant music on top of this story, which quintessentially is asking, the people who influence us, should we really be letting them into our lives, or have we created them? It's a kind of story that's both tragic and filled with brilliant music and love. And when I first heard it, someone said to me, will you listen to the music and read the book? And I read the book and I thought it was wonderful. And then I heard Elvis's songs and I just went, yes, please. I mean, Sarah Rule, who writes the book, has done a brilliant adaptation. And Elvis, I defy anyone to not leave the theatre with at least 4 songs in their head all the way home. Because I feel really honoured to be doing this work.
Thank you, man.
So what was it for you then, Elvis, about the story that you made you want to put your music to it?
Well, I think the clue to the story is really in the title, Face in the Crowd. A face in the crowd, because it's about the things that we hold, we all have a little bit of secrets hidden down in ourselves, and some bad, we wish for things. We don't always wish for all the best things. And then when somebody comes and offers you all of the answers, then you have to sometimes question yourself whether whether you're really being true to all of the people that you love by saying, oh yeah, I'd like it to be like that, and it isn't the case. So it was a really interesting puzzle, And of course, it's not the same as writing a song for yourself. You're writing in the voice of a character and different kinds of people. Somebody who can be charming one moment and turn out to be like a no good, you know. I did say to Kwame, you know, like the story does begin in jail, where most show business stories, the best ones, begin and sometimes end, you know. Like it was, but you know, it is a real joy to work with Sarah Rule, incredible playwright and poet, and the way she finds the voice of all of these characters, make them like they're happening now, even though it's set in the 1950s. And I've had the opportunity to write all sorts of different songs, rock and roll songs, country ballads, you know, all the things I love, even some tunes that sound like gospel music, but they're his message. And then some, hopefully, songs that are emotional theatre songs. And just this afternoon, you know, we were talking about, have we got the right proportions of the finale? And the great thing is that you're right there in the room of the people who are going to sing it on the stage, and you're rehearsing, and you're hearing your draft sung straight back to you. And Anushka Lucas, who's singing Marsha Jeffries, you know, was singing right to us. And I went, yeah, I think that might do it, you know. And let's see now, we've got to arrange around it, and all of the words have got to take us to that moment in the story.
Do you think, Kwame, it was nerve-wracking for the actors that were in the room to be singing, you know, words that were written by Elvis to Elvis?
I mean, it's hilarious because you could see every actor kind of sitting down being really cool. You know, and I go, yeah, hi, how are you? Nice to see you, Mr. Costello. With fear in their eyes, just as their song was coming up. They were like going, oh my God. And actually nearly everyone, to a man and a woman afterwards, came up to me and said, thank you for casting me in this. Like, Elvis has been like honest. No, honestly.
We're jinxing it now. The real true story is when I came into the first rehearsal, I found the cast all in a huddle, and they were taking bets on who I was.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
There's inevitably some younger people in the cast, and that's also a great thing. We've got people of experience and people who are brand new to this. And I mean, that's also, you know, exciting for me, because you're seeing people who are right at the beginning of their career, and here they are singing this song and right inside it.
I would say for me, like with Sarah and Elvis and our lead actors, I've just got dream teams.
Our lead, the leading man who plays Lonesome Rhodes, who is this no good, womanizing, pill popping, double talking, tongue twisting fellow who we have to follow through this story, isn't, well, you should say, you know, he's a really wonderful, heroic leading man. So people that have recognized him from the other roles he plays, that's one of the tricks that this story has, is to have somebody who's known as an heroic lead and suddenly reveal other aspects of the character's personality. I think Ramin isn't really a wicked fellow.
It
but
sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Really good. A Face in the Crowd opens at the Young Vic in London from the 10th of September. And to celebrate Elvis's 70th birthday this month, there's a Radio 2 and BBC Sound special, Elvis Costello at the BBC on the 24th of August. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah. Time now that is all we have time for tonight, actually. A big thank you to all of our guests for joining us. Elvis, best of luck with your tour.
Good luck.
That starts next month. Cannot wait for that one.
Tomorrow we'll be back with Olympians Tom and Emily Ford, Matthew Hudson, Smith and Bryony Page and Adam Hills. See you then. Bye-bye. Very good.